Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and another video for the Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, and Dead City. I want to talk about a massive thing that I've taken a look at and I've kind of noticed in the new season of Dead City, and how I think it could be beneficial for the further seasons of the Walking Dead universe. So, I'm talking about the episode count. Now, Dead City kind of broke the formula, I would say, compared to the other spin-off shows, of course. All the shows so far, The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon Season 1, and Book of Carol, Daryl Dixon Season 2, they've all, and, Dead City Season 1, they were all 6 episodes, and for The Ones Who Live, dear God, you noticed it. For Daryl Dixon Season 2, you really noticed it. Daryl Dixon Season 1, not so much. I think they did fine with 6 episodes. Dead City Season 1, I think they did fine with 6 episodes. But, Dead City Season 2 is already starting to prove something to me that I think the Walking Dead universe should have done a lot sooner, which is that they are not meant for 6 episodes. They're just not. I think for their first seasons, for Daryl Dixon and Dead City, I think 6 episodes work because you're introducing a series, you're introducing a story. I think 6 episodes is good enough to get your foot in the door, but I don't think it's good enough for the longevity of a show. Now, for The Ones Who Live, I would say that's kind of different because The Ones Who Live, I mean, let's be honest here, that season was rushed to all get out, especially in the second half of the season. They needed, and they could have used 8 episodes to flesh out the story more. I still don't feel like 8 episodes would have been enough for The Ones Who Live. I still feel like there should have been a second season, and they should have gone on with it for a little bit longer than they did, just so the CRM storyline doesn't feel so rushed, and then everybody's disappointed, right? Which, obviously, we all were. But, it's not even just The Ones Who Live. Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol Season 2. One of the biggest things I always complain about that season is that they always just speed through everything. They sped through a bunch of storylines with Janae and her people. I mean, literally, we got Janae's backstory in episode 3, and then in episode 4, literally the episode right after, Janae was killed off. And it's like, oh, well, then, there you go,
I hate this fucking shit!
I'm noticing something really, really good about Dead City Season 2, and I think it might be one of the reasons that this season is working so well so far, is that we are only approaching episode 4 now. Imagine if we only had 6 episodes left of this season. You would be sitting there saying, holy shit, we got a lot of things to get to, let's get to the point of it, But with 8 episodes, you're able to kind of simmer a little bit more. You're able to kind of, chill out a little bit and be like, hey, that's actually a good number of episodes because, you have room to, do storylines that you're not able to do in 6 episodes. Dead City Season 2, I don't know about y'all, it doesn't feel speedy, you know what I mean? It feels like it's going at a good pace. It doesn't feel like it's slow, but it also doesn't feel like they're speeding through everything to where it's like, oh my God, we only got 6 episodes, let's get it done. It feels right, you know what I mean? It just does. Daryl Dixon Season 2, it was throwing me off big time because by the time that Carol finally found Daryl, the season was almost done, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh shit, well, we got 2 episodes of these characters together, you know what I mean? It's like, well, we waited the whole season to see them hang out for 2 episodes, the pacing issues of Daryl Season 2, I think is a big reason why that season was so dragged down and why a lot of people weren't a big fan of it, is I guarantee it's the pacing, because let's say you had more episodes with Isabel. Let's say Isabel lasted until the end of Season 2, you know what I mean? In an 8-episode season. Yeah, I don't know if I would have liked the death, but I feel like there's a chance I would have liked it better, you know what I mean, if you at least had Isabel throughout the entire season before, writing her off. But because it's such a short season, you felt that absence, you know what I mean? You felt how quick it was. Janae literally died way too quick, and you wanted to establish Lo Zhang and his, cultists and stuff like that. Again, you could have had an episode or 2 focused on that, but again, you made it the whole season because the season was so short. So what I'm trying to say here is that I think Dead City is doing the right thing. 8 episodes per season gives you a chance to really let the story breathe, let the storylines flesh out, you know what I mean? And 8 episodes, I think, is a really, really good time for, these spinoffs. Unfortunately, though, we've already had the episode count for The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3. They are only doing 6 episodes again, which obviously could work. I'm not saying it couldn't work, but if it's any indication on Season 2, I think it is a little bit of a, okay, like, maybe you should have done 8 episodes, you know what I mean? Because I think Dead City is going at a good pace. It doesn't feel like the seasons are just speeding through, because Daryl really feels like they are speeding through their seasons. Dead City, it actually feels like we're living in the moment for a little bit, we're experiencing the season, but it's also not too long to where it's like, I don't know, 16 episodes of Dead City. That'd be like, okay, holy shit, you know? That was one of my big grievances with the original show, is that the original show had way too many episodes in certain seasons, and then you'd get filler episodes in there that'd be like, okay, we don't need that many episodes, you know? Or, you know, oh, I could have done without that episode, you know what I mean? I think Dead City is doing it right. I think 8 to 10 episodes is where these spinoffs should rank when it comes to episode count. Anything more than 10 episodes, I would start to get a little concerned. But anywhere from 8 to 10 episodes per season, I think is a really good idea. And I think Daryl Dixon could benefit from the 8 episode run. I don't know if in season 4 they'll end up, you know, kind of altering to that. It almost feels like now Daryl Dixon will just always be 6 episodes every year. But again, I think they should try it genuinely. I think it would genuinely, you know, do them some good. And it might improve the quality of the seasons. Genuinely. I think it might. Because for Dead City, at least so far, I think it's working very well. You know, we're only getting to the halfway mark of this season now. You know what I mean? Whereas if, you know, this was 6 episodes, we'd be gearing up for the penultimate next week. And that would be way too soon. So, I don't know. I think Daryl Dixon should take a page out of Dead City's book, genuinely, and try out the 8 episode run, see how it works for them, and then obviously reestablish from there. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think 8 episodes for Daryl Dixon should work? Do you think that they'll ever do it? And do you think 8 episodes is a good run? Or do you think that Dead City is kind of dragging its feet a little bit, and you think that, no, 6 episodes would have been better? Let me know your thoughts. It's all about opinions, so I'm curious to see where everybody stands on it. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.